Good morning. I'm glad you're here. Good morning. Good morning. Glad you're here. Good morning. Great. So if you've joined me live before, great. You know what I would love to get from you is a thumbs up that you can hear me and see me okay. If you're just joining me live and you stumbled upon me this morning, my name is Chrystal Evans-Hurst. I'll be talking today about what it takes to thrive, because it's time to thrive. This is our second day, so if you missed the first video from yesterday, be sure and check it out. I usually go live inside of my membership, the Inner Circle, and when I do that, the replays of that get shared every week on YouTube and Facebook, the edited version, the one without all the foolery. Thank y'all for my thumbs up. And so every now and again, and it looks like maybe it'll be every quarter, maybe that's the rhythm that I've established here, I'll come live and do a series of things. One, because I'm excited about what we're about to do in the Inner Circle, and I want to talk about that. And also because I miss you guys. I realize that not everyone can do memberships or feels that it's the right thing for their life right now, but I still want to share. I do that all the time by recording and releasing podcasts weekly. Again, sharing those videos on YouTube. Occasionally I blog. I've written some books. I speak. I'm an author. So there's a variety of ways that I like to come out of the gate to encourage you. And this week and for the next few days up until next Wednesday, which is my birthday, I'll be coming live to talk about thriving, to talk about why we're not and how we can. I am here, not at home. I'm in the piney woods of East Texas, away with my family for a little bit, and I'm up early before kids wake up to make sure I can say what I have to say without too much interruption. I'm so happy that it's hot, because I'm not even intimidated right now into wearing makeup, because it would just smudge everywhere. It's too hot in Texas for that. So I'm here a la natural with one of my favorite shirts on. Daughter, sister, mother, friend. Beautiful. I don't even know if we have any more of these in the shop, but I love shirts that feel good, because basically what makes me thrive is feeling like the clothes I wear are basically pajamas. And so if they feel good, it's a win for me. It's a win for me. So I know that some of you here are a part of the Inner Circle. If you are an Inner Circle member, I'd love for you to give me a fist bump, so that way I know that you're here and can recognize your name. And I want to talk to you a little bit about thriving this morning and why we need it, like why we're even having a problem right now. I talked yesterday about the season that we're in and about why this season brings a struggle with it and why we are struggling to breathe. Hi, Jerry Johnson. Hi, KLEO, Antoinese, Ida, Patrice, Terry Givens. Glad to see you all here. Hi, Bridget, Sybil, Lisa, Shanika. Awesome. Kathy, Denise. And today I want to go a little bit deeper into how to recognize that you're not thriving. How do you recognize that you're gasping for air? If you're like me, you do what you do because it's time to do it, right? You do what you do because it's time to do it. LaJuna, Amanda, Jeannie, Lydia, Chantel, Mary, Gretchen. Awesome. We girls are really good at getting things done. We are helpers by nature, many of us, most of us. It's a part of the woman's design. We have a higher level of intuition, which means that we often can palpate a room. We know what's happening. We know what's not happening that should be. We often want to fix. We want to save. We want to help. It's a part of the DNA. Even if we do that to varying degrees, I realize that some of us are by nature ridiculous nurturers, and we have to solve everybody's problems. But there are those of us who don't have to solve everybody's problem, but we do want to make things better. than they were before we arrived. And so it takes a minute often for us to even recognize that we're a fish out of water, like I talked about yesterday, like we are not exactly breathing the air, the air we were designed to breathe, or breathing the way we were designed to breathe. And so what we need often, we don't give ourselves because we are doing the next thing. And you don't even pause to think, is this the thing I'm supposed to be doing? So we hit COVID and we did the next thing. We stopped eating out. We stayed home from our jobs. We got our kids structured, or tried to, out of school. We figured out where our husband was going to work and where we were going to work. We decided to find new rhythms. We listened to podcasts we'd never listened before. We joined YouTube channels and developed new relationships online. We maybe have eschewed Facebook at one time, but then we got back on there because that's where our people were. We figured out how to use Zoom. If you didn't already know, you were more highly dependent on technology, and you had no choice, so you figured it out. I mean, some of you all lost your jobs in 2020. Some of you got new jobs or developed new businesses or started new passions or made room for the first time for things that you had not made room for in a long time. And now here we are in 2021 with the big adjustment, the big reset that you responded to in 2020. And you may not have realized that even in 2020, as you were making adjustments, you started breathing air you weren't supposed to breathe. Let me give you an example. You've always thought, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and now all your kids are home and you're home with them. And you're like, maybe that wasn't for me. But I was doing it because it had to be done. Or I've always said I wanted to work remotely because I wanted the flexibility to do my laundry or to prep dinner on my lunch break so that I can get work done and still be productive and be comfortable at home. I don't want to fight traffic. And then you realized, I like remote work at home as an option. But me not being in an office is not good for me. Or me not being with people in the office is not good for me. Or you realize that minus the people in the office every day, I actually hate what I do. I mean, like, we had a huge magnifying glass that arrived in our lives last year and gave us the opportunity to say, is this the air I actually want to breathe? I thought I could breathe. And I may have been functioning, but I'm actually not fully able to do the thing the way I thought I wanted to do it. We are here, of course, in these woody areas, and right back there's a large pond. It's not a lake, it's not a creek, it's just a very, very large body of water. And so Priscilla loves to fish, like she 100%, my sister Priscilla, loves to fish for sure. And so she has instilled a love of fishing in many of her nieces and nephews. So it's a whole thing. And we don't even like to touch the fish. We're not real fishermen. We have to get the gloves in order to, because we catch them and throw them back. It's a bunch of little perches out here. Perch, plural, fish. And we catch them and throw them back. And every now and again, you catch something that's worth keeping, right? And it takes a second to figure out, do I actually want to keep that or not? I'm looking at my phone because I want to show you something, show you a couple of things, if I can. Oh no, he called me yesterday. He didn't send me the photo. He sent it to me. Well, I will send you something else. But we look at it and kind of stand there and you go, are we going to keep that? Is it big enough? How much do you think it weighs? And that poor fish, while we're sitting there deciding its fate, it's just flopping around going, hello, I can't breathe. And it's in this holding pattern. Here we go. I'm gonna share this with y'all because this is great. It's in this holding pattern while we decide what we want to do with it. Do we want you to live? Do we want you to die? Do we want to take you home for dinner? Are we going to throw you back? Either way, you're jacked now because you have a hook stuck in your mouth that we might not be able to get out. And it's just sitting there flopping. Now, what it was trying to do, listen here, let me tell you something. What it was trying to do was to stay alive. Think about this for a second. Ugh, I love it when illustrations that I did not plan to share start clicking and making sense. That fish was trying to stay alive. What did it do? It got hooked on the bait on the fishing rod. What was it trying to do? Stay alive. It's awesome because we don't even fish. I mean, we try to fish with worms. Most of the time we go to the kitchen here at this camp that we're at and we say, do y'all have any extra sausage left over? We fish with sausage or bread and we mash it up. Okay. Every now and then we get to the worms. But you know, worms cost money. And these dumb fish out here will eat a piece of sausage. So, left over from breakfast. But while we're deciding the fish's fate and deciding what do we want to do in this season with you, the fish is just trying to stay alive. He was trying to stay alive when he got hooked on the bait. He was trying to stay alive while we're sitting there deciding his fate. Oh, I rhymed. It's awesome. By the way, yesterday somebody said, does anybody feel like this is quiet? It's quiet because I'm actually facing a whole building where people are sleeping. So I'm trying to be conscious and not be like really loud. So anyway, y'all, the bottom line is he was doing what we would expect him to do. And that is, or her, to stay alive. And then he or she got hooked. They got hooked. And then we're in a holding pattern until we actually decided what we wanted to do. And it's just sitting there looking so sad. Like, literally just looking sad. Looking like I just want to get back in the water. I just want to get back in the water. And I just want to stay alive. It ends up in a situation it never intended to be in simply because it was trying to stay alive. And that's what has happened to many of us. We've ended up in a situation we never intended to be in just because we were trying to stay alive. And here we are in 2021, the world is opening back up. And all we feel, we may not even realize it, but all we feel is, I can't breathe. Something has changed in my environment. Something has changed in my world. And I can't breathe. And all I know is that I was trying to stay alive. So I did find this picture that I wanted to show you. So let me see if I can do that. Do it the right way. Because y'all know I'm on here playing with technology. So there's Priscilla, happily excited to be looking for her fish. You see how ecstatic she is? I mean, it's just amazing how excited she gets about fishing. And she doesn't need to do it with her kids. She's just like, all right, I'm going to go fishing before we pick up the kids from their day camp. This is my daughter, Karis. She's also fishing. There you go. I mean, it's a nice pond. And you know what we do? And here's the rub. Here's the ticket. Here's the point you need to latch on to today. Here it is. Want to hear it? Here it go. We catch and we release. Because most of the time, we don't intend to keep the fish. And most of the time, the hills and valleys that you ride on in your life, the problems, the seasons, they're catch and release. They're not designed to last. What you did last year to survive was a season that was not designed to last. But during that season, and even in this season, you may be thinking, I cannot breathe. And you get to decide what kind of environment you want to live in. Last year, I went live every year. I wasn't going live video before. One of the reasons why I podcast is because who wants to get dressed in the morning? Who wants to have to do the thing, right? So I started going live last year, and then I did it every day for 3 months. And then I said, okay, this is not how I'm going to be able to thrive in this season. This is not. this is not how this is not going to work for me. So I'm going to go every week. So I've been going every week. And then I just said, I need to be able to take a break. So we pulled our lives inside of the inner circle. So I still go live every Monday morning in the inner circle, and YouTube and Facebook get the edited version of that, because if you catch me live too often, every now and then you're going to catch some foolery in there, because foolery is what I love to do. So I still do that, but the girls in the inner circle are so forgiving. So if I have to change the day, or if I need a break, or if I'm going to go on vacation, it's really nice. But pretty much I'm live most days in there as well, in the inner circle. And one of the reasons why I do that there is because it connects to so many other things that we're doing. We opened the inner circle yesterday, and the doors will be open until July the 7th, and then they close again for the next 3 months. And we are talking about what it means to thrive in this season. Because here's the problem: most of us won't take the time to think about it. We're just going to sit there on the dock, gasping for air, until someone else decides our fate for us. Did you hear what I just said? We will be gasping for air in our lives. Have you ever seen a fish flop on a deck? They're trying to figure out how to get themselves out of the situation that they're in. It doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look coordinated. It doesn't look seamless and effortless. They are putting all of their energy into finding their way back to a place of health, a place of wellness, a place where they can breathe. And many of us, how we find our way back, or attempt to find our way back to that place of equilibrium, it looks like a lot of flopping. And it doesn't have to. In 2020, I found myself doing a lot of things that I would not be able to sustain. I was going live multiple times a week, every day, every week, every weekday. I was running my YouTube channel and my podcast. New interns on our team. So in addition to the 3 or 4 girls that we have in the office on any given day, there are 11 interns, and that does not even connect with other people like my web guy and the graphic design and all, the video person. None of that. Didn't connect with any of that. And all of a sudden, everything got 10x'd. That was not sustainable. Can I just tell you that what you did last year and on into 2021 is probably not sustainable, even if you throttled all the way down, because even being alone is not sustainable. We were designed for connection. So you could have gotten busier like a fish out of water, or you could have slowed it all the way down to a crawl like a fish out of water. What I'm here to tell you is what you did last year is not how you were supposed to live. Now, you may learn some things, like these fish around here, around these parts, y'all, they are smart. They know how to get that bait, that sausage off that hook. And we're like, they took the bait again. You know what? Because every week out here, they have new campers who throw the same dumb bait into the water, and they get really good at deciphering where that hook is in the middle of the bread or in the meat. So you may get smarter. Still doesn't mean that you were designed to live in that environment that was cultivated on your behalf for you in 2020 and in 2021. So, what did you change about your life last year? That's not sustainable. That's not the way you're supposed to live. It taught you something. It showed you another part of your world, but it's not where you're supposed to live. You're not supposed to constantly be trying to play catch up personally or professionally. You're not supposed to have less face time with family and friends to the degree that we experienced last year. You're not supposed to be burning the candle at both ends, trying to do schoolwork with your kids and working at home and negotiating with your spouse and not knowing how to order online for your groceries. We all figured that out last year. You're not supposed to feel out of alignment in the long term. Now, these are signs when you realize, I can't breathe. Things are out of alignment. I'm missing contact with people. I'm depressed and I don't know why. I feel down and I can't pinpoint the reason. These are your brain and your body and the build of your soul telling you you're a fish out of water. You were not designed for this. And as the world opens up, you get to decide where you can breathe. this is a great opportunity. While last year was a forced reset, this year you get to choose how you reset. Just because you did it the way you did it doesn't mean that's the way you have to continue to do the thing. The fish got smarter. Y'all don't see where I'm going with this illustration? Because I didn't know where I was going with this illustration. This is called inspiration in motion. The fish get smarter. And they're easier to catch the first time. They're not as easy to catch the second or the third or the fourth time. And let me tell you, I've been coming to this place since I was in the third grade, most years. And the fish have gotten smarter. They learned from what they'd been through. And they don't get hooked on the bait. You got hooked last year. You didn't have a choice. You were desperate to survive. You were hungry. You had to do whatever it took to stay alive. Now you can get smarter. And the problem is that most of us won't take the time in this season to pay attention to what happened to us. The hook we got caught on, the bait we were lured to, or even the fact that for a season we couldn't breathe. Some of us will. We'll live and learn. The goal of what we will be doing in the next 90 days in the inner circle, and the reason why I'm talking about this here with you, is because we need to take the time. And usually, if we have to do it by ourselves, we won't do it. We won't make room. We won't take the time. We need community. We need accountability. We need a guide. Not that we can't discover things on our own, but something happens when someone is leading us and when others are going along the path too. Oh, listen here. Let me take this illustration to a whole nother level. Ha! Cha-cha-cha. I excite my own self sometimes. You know, fish normally travel in schools. They do not swim alone. They don't do this thing by themselves. Do you know so many animals stick together? Like the elephant has a family. The lion has a pack. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The ants are in a colony. The bees have a hive. Do you know what they figured out? They figured out we can go out here on our own and learn this thing and get dead because we didn't know, or we can stick together and learn from our collective knowledge. One of the things that we've done in the inner circle, because there's multiple levels. So like you can get in, pay $5 a month and watch me go live every month. Live every Monday if that's all you want to do. If you want to do the work, the levels are higher. But our top tier, we have the top two tiers. We have a working session, and then we have group coaching. And so one of the things that we have been told, because I used to do individual coaching, and that was great. I love doing it. It's one of my favorite things to do. But what I learned from things that I was a part of, that when I traveled in schools, I learned more from the group knowledge than I did my individual knowledge. So we had a group coaching call last month. And what happened is, and I could see it happening in the chat, one person would ask me a question. And as I answered their question, first of all, as they asked their question, and as that I answered the question, the light bulb for everybody else started going on. And they said, oh yes, I struggle with the same thing. Oh no, I'd never thought about it that way. Working sessions are where we all jump in a Zoom call. We all have stuff to do. We're writing our books, we're working on our budget, we're doing our devotions, we're planning our meals. Doesn't matter. But something happens when we know we're working together. Like, I'm not here by myself this morning and we're all listening to this great music because planning together works. Well, when you're in the inner circle, or when you choose to get together with your sister circle, your small group, your accountability partner, your friends, y'all meet weekly to run or to read or to study or whatever. Wherever you do this, inside of the thing I've created or inside the thing you've created, when you get together in your school, you have compounded results. Because there are some things that only get 10x'd when you're with other people. Don't mean you have to live with them every second of every day. It just means that you've decided who you're inviting into your space so that the collective knowledge benefits you too. Why are you going to have to figure this thing out on your own unnecessarily? One of the greatest joys that I have, and someone asked me the other day, like, who's actually in the inner circle? Like, what's the demographic? And I was like, well, I got some 25-year-olds and I have some 65-year-olds in there and everything in between. I'm a big proponent of diversity. I love to see my friends of a lighter hue in there, my friends of a darker hue in there, and for us to learn from each other. We welcome hard conversations, questions. Like, some of the time, the only way we grow is by joining a school with other people that are not like us. But one of my greatest joys, right, is seeing my 25-year-olds, my 30-year-olds, to see the light go on because they're in a space where the 55-year-old said, oh, honey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what to, for somebody to go, I am losing my mind with my kids. And for somebody to go, oh, well, let me tell you what worked for me when my kids were that age. Y'all, this is like the way we're supposed to live. You're supposed to have your mother or your auntie or your big sis or your small group leader or your friend who's 10 years ahead of you in her career or in her motherhood or in her weight loss journey or you're supposed to have somebody in your life that can say, oh, let me tell you how I did that. Let me tell you what happened the last time I got hooked. And let me tell you what to look out for so you don't get hooked again. Y'all, much of the time we are struggling in life because we're not traveling in a school. We're out here on our own trying to decipher, is that a piece of sausage or is that a hook that's going to steal my life? And you don't have to learn the hard way. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't have to learn the hard way. You can. Like I always tell my kids, you're going to learn. This is what your mama gave you a mother for. You can listen to me or not, but here's what I know is going to be true no matter what. You will learn. It's just, are you going to learn the easy way from the school your God put you in, your mother is supposed to guide you? Or are you going to learn the hard way? Because life is a school of hard knocks. But either way, 100%, you know what I'm absolutely sure of? You're going to learn. So listen to me. The problem is we're not learning. We haven't learned. We haven't taken the time to assess what last year taught us. We're not making the space. The world is revving back up and we're just doing what we've always done, trying to bring what we did last year into what we need to do this year. And you weren't designed to do all this that way. You're supposed to be learning from where you've been. And you're also supposed to be learning from the collective knowledge of what other people have been through. So if you're trying to decipher your life in anonymity and in isolation, you'll figure it out, but you'll learn the hard way because that's not how you were designed to learn. We're in a new season, girls and boys, because there are always a few boys who jump in on here. And there's always a few of you who tell me, you know what, you're playing. And my husband is like, is that Chrystal? Is she going again? I always have to be careful because sometimes my husband will join me on here and he'll comment in the comments and I'll be like, oh, he's watching. We have to learn. One of the ways that we learn, I was going to show you another picture. One of the ways that we learn is by taking time to take inventory. You can journal, you can sit still, you can pray, you can think, you can counsel, you can learn. You can learn. That's good. It's good to learn. But one of the tools that God has given you is learning from other people. It's a pass. When Jesus modeled his friendship with 12 guys who were imperfect and who he was going to have to correct multiple times, he basically modeled that for us. He was saying, I could have done it by myself. I could have, but I decided to operate in community. So what does that say to you and I? You need community. You're not supposed to do this thing on your own. You can. You're not designed for that. So what I'm telling you is, yes, get alone, journal, write your list, pray, sit still, think, feel 100%. But what I also want you to do is not forget the fish. I don't want you to forget the fish. I don't want you to forget the fish who gets hooked on bait. See, there she is again. Because why not? Why not? Why not? The fish travel. They travel in schools. They can get hooked unnecessarily. When they get hooked, they're fish out of water. They cannot breathe. And they can learn from that and get smarter. They can also learn from the collective knowledge of their community. So like I always say, everything that I do is not so that I can sell you. It's because people said, Chrystal, I would like more from you. And I would actually like the benefit of community. I don't have one. Can I tell you how many times I've heard women say, I don't have friends. I don't have small group. Or I do, but they're not focusing the way I want to focus, or they're not near me, or, and I realized that a lot of what we did last year too is we were connecting online at an exponential rate because we just needed connection. But I want you to know that if you want to have the opportunity to slow down, to think about your life, to learn from what you've gone through, to take notes and get smarter, and if you want to benefit from the collective knowledge that comes from other women who are working on what you're working on, if you need to reassess your goals, your dreams in this new season, if you need to be honest about the fact that for a minute there you couldn't breathe, and as the world starts back up again, you're struggling to find your way, and if you need to work through that, if you want to give yourself the room and reward yourself with room, to bless yourself with room, to know you better and what it takes to thrive, just know that I'd love to have you in the inner circle, and I would love to introduce you to a bunch of women who have been where you are, who are working on what you're working on, and who are going to come out on the other side faster, smarter, and together. Listen, Priscilla and I have a very interesting relationship, I'm sure, as you can imagine. We are really good friends, but we are also sisters, which means there's a history of how we engage and interact with each other, and how we know each other, and how I get on her nerves, and how she gets on my nerves, and how we misunderstand each other. But I will tell you that because I have her, there are some things in life I just don't have to do by myself. There are questions I can ask, things she's experienced I haven't, and the other way around. And it's really nice to not have to do the thing by yourself. And I have other friends, but we all, whether we understand it or not, either have or have the opportunity for our own sister circles. Friends that have known you for a long time, women from your church or small group, the neighbors, your community, the women that also have their children in the same school that you're in, the women that you run with every weekend, or that you find yourself in small group and community with, whoever that is. Look around and figure out who your people are. And you be the person who's going to ask the hard questions. You be the person who's going to say, y'all, what have you learned about yourself? And look at the areas of your life and say, what have I learned about my need for God? What have I learned about my need to be still? What have I learned about what has been stressing me out over the last year? Hey, can we talk about it? Can we learn from each other? Can we be, go ahead and go. Can we be better because of the collective knowledge? You be the person to gather. And if you're looking for a place to gather, or if you want a place to bring your friends to together, because you want to gather together, but you want to do the thing that we're doing, the inner circle is there. It's there. You're good. And we're there with some great content. So what we'll be doing for the next 13 weeks. We kick off on Monday night. So the doors close July the 7th, but our kickoff is Monday night. We're going to spend the next 13 weeks thinking about what we've learned and what we want to do in this next season of our life so that we can be super intentional and walking through mind, body, and soul, who you are and what you need, what it takes for you to breathe. And then because many of us have put on some extra, because we've been breathing so hard, we've been inhaling the food as well. I need a Fat Demon Challenge. It's overdue. Time for a Fat Demon Challenge. So for the next 13 weeks, Slow and Steady Wins the Race. We'll be also talking about the habits and the decisions that we're going to make and some challenges inside too, so that we can honor our journey on this earth by honoring the physical bodies, the physical houses that we have to live them in. So if you know that you need to slow your roll with some of the things you've been putting in your mouth, a Fat Demon Challenge will be embedded in our 90-day journey too, because y'all, this is a runaway train right here. This thing that I've been on is a straight up runaway train, and I need to get my doggone act together. Anybody else in the same situation I'm in? Thriving for me looks like my mind and my soul, but if my body is not as well as it can be, then I'm hindering what my mind and my soul want to bring to the table. Because if you don't feel good, or if you are not maximizing your physical potential, then what your mind and your soul want to do have limitations. You have a house you have to travel in. So now here's the bottom line. I know what to do. Does anybody else, do they know what you need to do? I don't think, the Bible says for a lack of knowledge, the people perish. I don't think we have a lack of knowledge anymore. I know that there are some people who really don't know how to eat. I don't think it's a lack of knowledge. I think we have all the knowledge. We probably have too much knowledge. We don't know whether we want to do, intermittent fasting, whether we want to be vegan. We don't know if we want to be paleo, gluten-free. We don't know if we want to be a pescatarian or a vegetarian. We don't know. We don't know if we want to, we don't know. We don't know if we want to fast for 7 days, drink smoothies, juice, green juices, have our own garden. We don't know if we want to eat the stuff on the shelf that's sugar-free, fat-free. I mean, there's too many choices. So what this is not is a diet plan, because I'm not going to tell you what you should eat. That's not my role. What my role is, y'all are good. Good morning. What I am going to tell you, though, is to get your mind on it, to get your mind right. And again, we will learn from our collective knowledge. Be slow and steady wins the race, the things that we know to do, but we have not been doing, but we'll do them together. So, I'm looking at y'all in the comments. Jessa said, we don't know nothing. Listen. Come on, Sharina. Sharina's always like, Sharina works on the team. She's like, I know all things, but the Lord will help me to do it. Okay, now listen. Now, I love you, Sharina. Yes, the Lord will help. But when you put that French fry in your mouth, or when you pick up that Route 44 sweet tea from Sonic, or better yet, when you're getting that coffee ice cream, the way I had that coffee ice cream last night, yes, I'm telling on myself, the Lord does not take your hand and slap it out of your face. That is not the Lord's doing. That is not what is going to be marvelous in your sight. What the Lord has done is empowered you to make some choices. And yes, the Lord will help you. The Holy Spirit will convict you. He will bring to your remembrance what you should be doing at any given point in time. Howsoever, the Lord partners with our ability to do what we need to do. And sometimes, y'all, we just need somebody else. We need accountability. We need to be able to say, this is what I ate today. This is how I'm doing on my water consumption. Did I make my 3 times a week going to work out? Have I taken the time to just be still and breathe deeply? We just need to be able to show up. And unfortunately, we are people who crave recognition and reward. This is why, you got to get your gold star when you go to Weight Watchers and have them write in the book and cheer you on. And that's great, because we crave somebody knowing that we want a gold star. Give me my gold star. Recognize that I did a good thing today. So yes, the Lord will help us. And then we just have to put the French fry down. It's that simple. It's not it's not easy, but it is simple. Okay, hold on. Janelle said, I'm a freelitarian. I eat how I feel. Okay, well, that is called emotional eating. Oh, I can't stay on y'all because this is what I start doing. I start looking in the comments and losing my mind because y'all are fun. Kathy says, always a great time with you, Chrystal, and the ladies here. Well, I'm glad you're here, Kathy. Yay. So here's what I need you to do. Here's what I need you to do. Bridget said, yes, preach. He gives us the strength to lay it down. Come on, Antoinette. You're speaking my language. Woosa. Woosa. Oh, yay. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Maybe I should start the Couch to 5K. That'll be good. Listen, this is so fun. I love the whole comment situation because y'all are the most. Just go to the place of your greatest temptation, and that is what we do. Anna says, Chick-fil-A's holy chicken. Come on, Anna. And the anointing keeps me coming back each time. Chick-fil-A is anointed. See, this is the stuff that gets edited out every week. Because then I start doing foolery and being silly, and the whole world doesn't need to know on a regular basis that that's what's going to happen. Chocolate, I speak it into existence. Be gone. Hallelujah. See, this is why I got to stop. Okay. You love the foolery. Me too, Robin. Me too. But sometimes I take the foolery a tad too far. Just a tad too far. And even the girls that are on the team, I'll see them in the comments. They'll be like, take it down. Take it down, Chrystal. Don't leave that up. Nope. You need to edit that out. So here's the bottom line. I'm here because I want to talk to you about thriving. I want to get you to think about it. I want to leave you with some real practical stuff that you can execute on. And what we're going to do is start talking tomorrow about the things you need to do to thrive. Okay. But what I'm telling you is that if you already know that you're not going to do it, or you want an ongoing encouragement for you to do it step by step in community, then consider joining us in the inner circle. It is a monthly membership. You can cancel at any time if you don't like it. We're getting started. We kick it off on July the 5th. And the benefit, too, to getting signed up early, hi, Kanan, is that, can you come say hi? Come say hi. Just stick your head in. The benefit to signing up early, lean down so they can see you. Hi. Come say hi, Joel. You have to use your words.
Hi.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
The benefit to starting early is that if this is your first time, we mail you a free planner, and you will have the planner on time if you join on time. So like if you join on the 7th, it's fine, but then you'll get your planner late, and then you'll miss the kickoff. So that's why I want to encourage you to do that if you kind of already are thinking about it and you're leaning toward it. And we have fun in there. It's like, so once a month we have these sister sessions, and sometimes it's just me, and sometimes I invite a guest. And y'all, because like the thing with YouTube is like, I'm starting to talk, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna stop. You see that I direct choirs, and when it's time to end, that's what you have to do. So I have to do this to myself right now. But YouTube, when you play music, I can't play copyrighted music on YouTube. YouTube will actually take my videos down for copyright infringement. So we have our sister sessions in another place where I can play whatever I want to, and the YouTube gods don't know. And we jam out. It's called chair dancing. Every now we get up and do the thing, because by the time we meet on a Tuesday evening, y'all, we just need to have some fun. So it's the sister sessions are a whole nother thing. Oh yeah, that's a great question. Of course. Hi, Tiffany. Yes, girl, puberty has arrived. What is the monthly fee? Okay, so what we do not have open right now is the $5. It will open up again on July the 7th. You can join the $5 anytime and join me live weekly. However, what I'm talking about, the Thrive Journey, 3 levels, 25, 50, and 100. Most people are at the 25. And if you want more, birthday greetings, t-shirts, working sessions, then those are higher. If you want the group coaching, that's the highest. But the Thrive journey that I'm talking about, all three of those levels are participating in. And basically, I think I have, hold on a minute. Let me show you. I think I can show you. I'll show you this, and then I'm gonna go to breakfast, because the Fat Demon journey has not started yet. Y'all tell me to calm down. Just say, Chrystal, calm down. Calm down. All right, let me show you all this, because this is really cool. All right, hold on a minute. Okay, so this is, let me scoot over so y'all can see this. This is our calendar. So you can kind of look at this and see all that we do. And then on the right hand, you can see who has access. So it's a lot. And people are always telling me, Chrystal, you do too much. You give away too much. What can I say? So you can kind of look down the list and see in July, every week we have our live coffee with Chrystal. On the 5th, we have our kickoff. On the 7th, not only will I be doing so if you don't catch me for all these daily lives, make sure you show up on the 7th, because that will be high foolery and fun. It's my birthday. And if you're in the inner circle on the 7th, my giveaways will be there. The majority of my good giveaways will be there. So my birthday celebration is on July the 7th. Coaching, you can see the group coaching. The group coaching is only for the coffee level. The working sessions are for the 2 higher levels. The sister sessions is for everybody at those 3 levels. Podcast, we record those podcasts. And I record them. And again, podcasts used to be audio only, and then 2020. So now everybody wants to turn the camera on when you do a podcast. So what I do now is, when I batch produce my podcast, I normally do 3 or 4 in a day. At least one of those, I'll flip the switch. So if you're in the inner circle, you get the full raw conversation with my guest before we ever air it anywhere else. So anyway, that's kind of what's happening. And then you can see all the stuff that's happening in August and September. And again, the whole time we're doing the Thrive Journey together, which is basically a course that we've created that we give you access to. When you're in the inner circle, you get access to, we have a whole library of content. So if you're like, I don't want to do Thrive, but I do want to binge out on Chrystal's guests and stuff she's only taught the inner circle. Last month, I taught a productivity course. How do I get things done personally, professionally? And did you know spiritual productivity is a whole thing? So I taught that course live to our highest level and highest 2 levels. And then all of the levels got access to watch the replay. So it's like a lot of different things. But basically, if you go to crystalevans.com/inner circle, it kind of gives you the detail of what's in each place. So, okay. Thank you for the calendar. Yes, I'm trying to do better with my life too. And we were like, can we just get this all mapped out and planned? And I have a great graphic designer who put that together for us, and it's awesome. Is that the breakfast bell? No, they haven't rung the breakfast bell yet. Let me check the comments. Yay. Does the planner come in the mail? It has, but what you have to do is when you join, you get a code. You have to order it, and then you use your code, and your first planner is free, and your second planner is 50% off, but you have to use your code. So if you don't order it, we don't send it, because we don't want to send planners to people who don't really want them. You love the foolery. Y'all listen, but sometimes I do go far. Dory said, is there a text to purchase? No, you're in a course, and everything is like taking a course online. Everything that you need in that course is downloadable. So everything you need is downloadable. Thank you for the beautiful calendar. Yay. Let me make sure. Fat Demon. Yes, Brenda. Hi, Miss Brenda. Welcome, new Sister Circle members. Oh, listen. Come on, Gail. Soldiers do not fight alone either. And when they put their shields together, they find a formation wall. You know, my girl, Sarah Jakes Roberts is always talking about get in formation. Because that's what Beyonce said. Yes, we are jamming. Yes, we are. Okay. I think I answered the questions that I saw. Chrystal, be you. Listen, if I was all the way me all the time, I would scare some of y'all. Okay? You need the foolery. I said, if I could, like if I had a full-on production team, if I had a full-on, like if I just could sit down and talk about whatever. Hey y'all, come say hi. Just stick your head in real quick. Everybody. Me doing my thing. Just say hi.
Hi.
Ready breakfast?
Yes. Here's everybody.
Hey everybody.
Hey everybody. What's going on? Hope y'all are doing well.
It's a little foolery. I'm starting to go off of script and not into healthy places. I'm going to log off in just a second.
Crystal's not going into healthy places?
I'm about to start talking about Matt James. And when I start talking about Matt James, it's not a good thing.
Yeah, y'all need to go on and let Chrystal go because it's going downhill from here.
Fast. I go downhill
Good to
fast.
see you guys. Hi, Michelle and Denise and Marguerite and Karen.
All the people.
Hey, Nancy and Barbara. Oh, everybody. Look at that. This is going to be fun. This is the inner circle.
No, I'm going live to everybody because I'm giving them a little taste.
Live to everybody.
Live. I'm giving them a taste of what we'll be doing in the inner circle starting next week.
Oh, that's great. Y'all should definitely join. Oh, I didn't know this was just a random live. I would have said, what's going on in here?
All right, y'all. So we're obviously headed to breakfast. So, and that's what she does. She interrupts the live. Oh, all right, y'all. If you enjoyed it, if it was helpful, share it. Come say hi. I'm letting everybody say hi. This is Kanika Leaks. So on yesterday's video, your kids were on yesterday saying hello to the people, Cam and Kai. Yeah. We were up late last night talking about homeschool curriculum.
We were.
Now we're sleepy.
We are.
She has 5 kids between the ages of 2 and 12.
So.
Which is why we're here. So they can take our kids all day long every day.
Yes.
And we can say we're having family time.
We're having our own version of family time.
All right, y'all. It's breakfast time in the sanctuary. And we lift our hands in the sanctuary. Oh, hi, Christy Cole Harper. It's always weird to me when I see people on here that I know in real life. I'm like, they know what I was saying. So when they see me in church or they see me in real life, they know what I said. Because the internet can feel pretty, So anyway, for sure. If you enjoyed this video or yesterday's video, or you want to invite a friend to take our daily journey for the next few days, whoa, bug. Share the video, tag a friend on Facebook, and that way, hopefully, they'll get notified when I go live the next time. And again, my plan, y'all give me grace, is to go live every morning. And then on my birthday, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it at 7 a.m. or if I'm going to do it like closer to 12. I don't know. I'm praying about that because it's my birthday. And do I want to sleep in? Most of the time I can't sleep in. I don't, my body wakes up in the morning. So we'll see. But just stay posted. I'll let you know. And if you're like, I can't do the inner circle right now, just join my email list. Just go to crystalevans.com and join my email list, because I always share stuff first and some only things, with my email list. And that way you'll always be in the loop of what I'm doing. All right. Let me start the music again. See, this is what happens. I'm being simple and silly, and I'm dancing, and that's usually not a good thing. Let me make sure y'all can hear the music. Yep, there's the music. All right, y'all. It's Friday. Praise the Lord, everybody. You do not have to struggle like a fish out of water. It's time to live, learn, get smarter, and to do it together. I will see you, if the Lord say the same. I have to say that, if the Lord say the same. I will see you tomorrow.